Okay, so today I'm gonna show you how I got Doom 64 and to an extent Steam running on my Chromebook. The first thing you're gonna do is turn on this option here in the settings under Linux beta. You're gonna click the turn on button. Press it. Shit, what am I saying? Okay, then while that's doing its setup, I always do a ctrl+t to pop up the cros or the Chrome OS developer shell. We're going to be using that in a second. This process I'm going to kind of walk you guys through. It does not need developer mode, so you don't need to enable that, which is a good thing. Just one last thing you have to worry about, I guess. But the first thing you're going to do, as soon as this starts up here, you're just going to close out of it, because we're going to be destroying the default Debian container and replacing it with archlinux, which you're going to see right here with this command here. What this command here does is it's basically a reset button for the VM, and then this second command here is what restarts it. So that's basically used if you accidentally destroyed the VM, or if you're following this tutorial, it's just so you can it's there so you can actually continue doing this whole setup thing. And then the next thing I do is run this command, which images the container inside the VM. So what it does is it images archlinux over under the penguin container name. The container name is very important, because if it's not named penguin, it's going to reinstate the Debian container, and then this whole thing has to be restarted. Then what I do is run this command just to kind of connect myself to the console here. Log in as root. And this command right here is going to update the repositories or package databases. You're going to have to run that twice just so it goes through. And then this, I'm retarded. Here we go. This command here is going to install a package named Sudo, which is very important for general system use. So the next thing we're going to do is add our user account to a group called wheel, the wheel group basically just gives whichever users are added to it permission and to run sudo commands, which is very important. And then so we use the -g here to indicate the group, and -m is to create the home folder for the user, which is right here. Then this command, I recommend not using the -d parameter here, because that removes the password. So I'm just using it for the sake of convenience, but I don't recommend creating a container with no password. But whatever. The next thing we're going to do is run a command called visudo. It's going to launch us into here. Well, all this looks very confusing. There's only one thing you got to worry about. Is this line right here. All you got to do is uncomment it. You press I, Alt backspace, and you're going to move the cursor left. Alt backspace twice, escape twice. Then you're going to do :WQ, which is going to save everything you just did. Then ctrl+d to log out, and then type in the username you set before. then you're in here. Then this next command is just setting up some important base packages. Again, so this system can actually start up. It's basically just GCC and fake root and all that stuff, which is going to be important for later. Next package we're going to install is devtools using this command here. Again, just press enter when you're given the yes no prompt here. And then after this command is done doing what it's doing, what we're going to do is clone a Git repository and then do a change directory to get into it. And you're not using the GitHub URL, you're using the AUR URL provided here. All commands will be in the description, just in case you missed it. And I forgot to type clone after git. Idiot. Alright, there we go. Then again, cd, yay. Easy. And you're gonna run, can I type please? Makepkg dash I can't even English either. This is perfect. Makepkg-si, which is going to make the package, build it, and all that. It's basically a source install. It's going to install Go. Just press enter. Let it do its thing. Eventually, it'll prompt you to install yay again. Enter, which is basically auto-confirming the installation of that specific package. What's funny for me is when I try to run Doom 64 on my thing here, when I'm recording and running Doom 64, for whatever reason, I get a bunch of sprite flicker, or just general screen flickering. But when I'm watching the video back, I don't see it at all, so I guess it's just on my end. The screen flicker is very annoying, by the way. It hurts my eyes, but it's not that bad. Not as bad as Pac-Man Museum when I'm trying to record that game. That game is fucking ridiculous with it. You're gonna run this command here. Container. This is to install the guest tools, basically Wayland and all that, gvim, vim runtime, all that stuff. Just so again, the container can boot and you can run GUI applications. There's another package where you have to manually install. That's going to again aid in running GUI applications. Again, if you think I'm going too fast in the video, you can either change the playback speed or alternatively, look in the description. The commands will be down there. I'll make sure to post them in there. This is the final thing we're gonna have to do in this part is install xwayland, which is again another package that's very important to run GUI applications, because you can't run GUI applications without Wayland or xwayland. You need both. Next thing you're gonna do, right click this. Well, first you're gonna click this. Right click, shut down. You might have to click this terminal icon a couple of times. In some cases it will disappear. In that case, you can press the search key, search terminal, and there you go. It'll be fine. And from there, see, that'll happen. Well, at least that happens with me. Or if you're lucky, it's just gonna be right there. Just go ahead and start it up. The next thing you're gonna do is, before we install anything, we're gonna do this. And then again, all this may look very confusing. All you have to worry about is erasing the hash signs on these two lines here. Again, pause the video or slow it down if you're having trouble here. And then you're going to do ctrl+o, ctrl+x to get out of that. Then you're going to do another one of these commands. Pacman syy or sudo pacman syy, which will update all the repositories. Then the first thing we're going to do is run this command, 1 enter, 2 enter, and then from here it's just pressing enter a lot, so yay. This is going to install the Doom64 thing. Also, you need the N64 ROM, so I have that here. I'm not posting a link to where you can get it, because reasons. You'll just have to find it yourself, like I did. It's not that hard to find. You can probably find it within 1 or 2 pages on Google. Or if you just know which site to go to that's still hosting the ROM, you can just get it from there. Again, I'm not linking to any sites that do, because copyright reasons and stuff. Also, I'm just super excited the fact that Doom 64 is finally coming out on consoles. I don't know if it's coming out only on Switch or what, but I'm just excited to see it finally get a re-release, because it's truly an amazing game. From what I've played on the PC port, well, it's an unofficial port, but it's the only PC PC version we have at all, so yeah. Again, there's a lot. Basically, all it's saying here is it's building the application. The CXX objects are just basically CMake files, as you see here. And then it's just compiling the C code. So that's all it's basically doing here. So don't freak out when you see all this on screen. All it's doing is compiling C code. So again, it's just building the application so it can run. Okay, the next command we're going to run after this is all done is doom64ex-1gen, and then the name, you're going to type whatever the Doom64 ROM is named, .n64. Make sure you put it in these little, I think there are apostrophes here. Otherwise, it won't parse the name properly. Don't ask why. Linux is sometimes Linux acts weird. It's very, you could say, dependent on syntax. But here we are. There we are. I'm gonna launch the app, and here we are. First thing I do to set it up is obviously gamma correction. I turn it. Hold on, we're having some technical difficulties. Is it? Did it launch? I think it launched it twice. I find that kind of funny. But either way, back to the setup. Gamma correction, we turn that all the way up. Turn on anti-entropy. Then I go here, turn on jumping. No, not the console. Jesus Christ. Display, crosshair, video. Make sure that's all set. Then controls, bindings. I go down to the jump, alt backspace, and I just set it to Z. And then from there, I just select my difficulty. Just screw around here. And if you're having mouse-like problems, there's a... What? Did the flag just reset itself again? Okay, so there's a flag you're gonna have to set in Chrome. Don't go into the Chrome web store, please. Just to get mouse lock to work properly. That's just a thing you gotta do. And I have it somewhere right here. I don't know why it's not working. Usually it'll work after the second time. Yeah, there we go. Our pointer lock is working properly now. Again, this is how I got Doom 64 running for for the videos that I have it. If you're having trouble finding the flag, just search pointer or lock in the Chrome flags page here. This first one, enable it by doing this. Enabled. I'm not going to do it because it's going to prompt me to restart the machine, and that's going to interrupt the recording. But the next part is installing Steam, which is very simple. There's 2 Steam packages. The one I recommend installing is Steam Native Runtime. It just runs better like that. There you go. Because the default Steam runtime errors out sometimes, and that's very annoying. And just general compatibility issues, since it's not fully supported by Chrome OS, some of the features inside the client, and just general display stuff sometimes bugs out. So use the native runtime. Since it's also not officially supported by archlinux, for whatever reason, the native runtime is your best option. If your Chromebook does not have the Linux beta option in the settings, that means your Chromebook doesn't support it. So yeah, unfortunately, the steps outlined here will not work. For some reason, it will install the default runtime, which annoys the hell out of me, even though I specifically selected only the native runtime. I don't know why that happens. But yeah, it works. I'm just going to do a quick test on a game that is not going to run well for some reason, even though I have what is considered a top of the line Chromebook. My Chromebook has 8 gigs of RAM on it, as well as the Core i3 8th Gen. So for some games, I don't know why the hell they error out so much when I have such good specs on this thing. Nobody knows. I just don't know why. I don't know if it's Intel HD graphics or what. Well, Intel integrated graphics or whatever the hell it's called. Okay, at this point, once I get to the login screen, I'm going to pause. It's just because I'm going to be entering my credentials. Don't want anyone to see that stuff, so I'll be pausing in a second. But for now, it's just updating or installing an update. So yeah, this usually doesn't take too long. There's still a couple of games that don't fully work, but here's why I'm pausing. Here we are. Alright, I just logged in. Why is it using the default runtime? We've got a problem because shit, it looks blurry as hell. We're fixing that. We're using the native runtime, thank you. And see, that's what I'm talking about. If it's not, for some reason, it just defaults to the regular runtime, which I don't get it. I don't get why it does that, and now it's just refusing to launch. Which is great. Oh, there we go. And it's using the default runtime again. What the fuck? Oh, whatever. First thing I do, first game I'm going to test requires Proton, so we're going to just do that. Restart Steam. Easy, easy. It's going to install another update. And expected. I think you can also install Discord on here, but yeah, I don't know, man. But whatever. Here we are. Let me see. I'm gonna test 2 games, Pac-Man Museum, and I keep forgetting the title of the other game. Oh wait, I think it's Archimedes I'm gonna be testing as well. Just also Pac-Man CEDX Plus, just because I want to test a few games, just to show you that everything works as it should. At least I could say it works as it should and not works when it wants to. For most of these games, they'll work just fine. You just gotta know which ones they're. Actually, no, I'm gonna change. I'm just gonna go with this one because again, all of these games don't use up that much space, and I don't want to waste too much time on this. But I'm gonna make a part 2 to this video to show you how to install Ubuntu, like the actual desktop environment on your Chromebook. So yeah. So here we are. There's just going to be a few test bench games that I'm going to get running here. But otherwise, I guess I can throw Archimedes on here, why not? I got nothing to lose on this. It makes no sense to hold back on, so yeah. There's that. We're going to just wait for all this to download here. I could pause here, but my recording software kind of has a thing where it doesn't like to agree with me when I pause, where it just automatically cuts the video there. I don't know why. It just does that. It's weird. It does not like to work. It does not like to compromise, you could say. Oh, God. Things, when they try to compromise, they fail to compromise, and that's what pisses me off the most. But whatever. Everything's almost done downloading anyways. It didn't take that long, that's why I selected these 4 games. Because from my experiences, these 4 games work the best. Well, at least 3 of them do, and 1 of them I'm not sure about. But yeah, this is the first one I'm going to test. I don't get it, man. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes things just don't like to do anything. Depending on which depending on the hardware inside your Chromebook, each game will take, well, for me, it takes a little bit longer to launch each game. Again, launch times may vary from Chromebook to Chromebook, or if you're watching this on the PC for some reason, again, from device to device, it can kind of range in launch and load times and stuff. So don't expect most of your Steam games to work properly on your Chromebook, though they can work if you give it enough effort. Alright, and cue the launch. Here we are. It's a bit of sprite flicker. Well, that's up, and there's the screen flicker I was talking about before. Holy fucking shit, that's horrible. Okay. It lags a little bit. It's funny, it gives me that error message, even though it can run properly. Just gonna see how some test benches again. Some testing. This is just testing grounds at this point, because this game seems to run better under Ubuntu for some reason. I don't know why. It just does. Well, under my Ubuntu CH root, it runs fine. But here, as you see, it doesn't run that well, at least around recording, but it's at least playable. Well, I don't know if playable is the word for this. It's bearable, at least. For me. For other people, I don't know how bearable it would be. So, next game. We're going to test a few games on this compilation here. So, let's test the other one, the DLC thing. This one, everybody's favorite. Why is this, of all things, lagging? Okay, it seems to have a slightly better frame rate than Championship Edition. Once we get the Pac-Man arrangement, though, that's where things start going to hell. So let's just jump to the one that's gonna really look interesting on here. So let's do it. Pac-Man arrangement, where are you? And then Battle Royale, because that one's awesome. So let's do it. Oh, that frame rate is atrocious. I'm curious to see how bad this is gonna look on my side, at least. I don't know about the other side. And actually, it doesn't look that bad. It just runs like shit. It seems like it's slowly picking up frame rate, but I don't know why this, of all games, would be lagging like fuck. Especially on a machine like this. It shouldn't be lagging at all. Yeah, this game is notorious for not running well on video for me. So let's go to our next test bench game we have set up here. If I can just back out of that one, thank you. I promise you this works better when I'm not recording. But next game. This one. Let's just go here. This is our next game we're going to be testing. I'm just kind of testing to see which ones will run and which ones don't run, so just bear with me here. This is just the testing phase, as I call it at least. It's the part of the video where I kind of just wonder why things don't work at all. When I try to get them to work, they just don't want to work, so... Oh, wait, we got something. Why is this running in windowed mode? Holy fuck, that is a Now it's just refusing to run in full screen. No matter... Can I get it to run in full... Is that the best we can... Okay. Jesus fuck. And I thought the Windows 10 version ran terribly on recording. Damn, was I wrong about that. Well, I think it's about time we test how good, well this shit will, and it's actually not running that bad. The music is a little choppy, but I had the same issues when I recorded on the Windows 10 version, so I don't know if it's just hardware or something. I don't know, man. Though things did fix themselves up as the game went on, so we're gonna just play this for a couple seconds and see what happens, if anything happens at all. This definitely seems to be running better than CE1 did, which is, I guess, a positive. I don't know. I know Doom 64 works just fine. You can also get GZ Doom, so you can run like Brutal Doom and stuff on here, or Project Brutality if that is your thing. Speaking of Project Brutality, I really need to make another episode of that playthrough. Again, for that playthrough, I wasn't planning going on level order. Just some audio issues, but otherwise it doesn't run that bad. You know, I'm kind of surprised. Okay, next game. I'm not expecting this one to run at all, but here's for trying. And whoa, screen flicker. Hello. My old friend. Screen flicker just fucks. Whoa, this game is just fucking... It works, I guess. It actually runs perfectly. If this is your thing, then I guess it runs just fine. And I died, but par for the course for me. That's the best I'll ever do. But yeah, let's see. How do I get back to the title screen on this one? Oh, that's how. But okay, that works, I guess. Next game to test. Just showing which different games work. This game always seems to work no matter what. Though it's really showing signs of not wanting to do anything. Okay, launch time's up. Here we are. We've got it. You've got it running. It looks like it's running pretty well. That's a good thing, I guess. Why is it running in windowed mode? No, stop it. Thank you. Alright, that's all we need to know. Test bench and all that shit works. So yeah. just to show you guys what kind of works and also to kind of see what will work on my machine. But that is how I got how I kind of set up my machine to run stuff. Well, how I did the setup for all those videos I did for Doom, Brutal Doom or whatever it was called, and Doom 64. So hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next one.